Welcome back to Flint Creek Transport. My name is Justin. Sun's shining. Stone's moving. Big load of stone. Headed out to a dealer. Got a few more flatbeds over here that they're loading. These loads are getting ready to get swapped out, or I should say the trailers are getting ready to get swapped out. You gotta check out this truck sitting out here. It's about that time of the year when these nice trucks start rolling in again. What a gorgeous day. Finally we get some nice weather. It's still a little chilly, but it is definitely a lot nicer weather here than what it has been. Not a bad Peterbilt. My mind with years of Peterbilts, I just haven't really paid much attention to Peterbilts. Why should I, right? When Kenworth is the world's best. So I don't know, like some guys could look at that truck and say, oh, that's a 95, or that's a 99, that's an 05, whatever. I can do that a whole lot better with a Kenworth, but with Peterbilt, I just didn't get that good yet. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I am still not able to get that trailer here. The trailer behind me are just the older walk-in floors. Of course, I was gonna try for it for the weekend, and the driver was loaded, and I really want to show that complete trailer to you guys. Hopefully it'll be empty. I'm gonna try for it again this coming weekend or a weeknight. I'm gonna figure it out one way or another. I really want to show you guys that trailer. I got other good stuff to talk about though. Give you a little idea what I'm been up to and doing here. The crazy thing is that the trucks that I want to talk about, some of them are not even here, so I can't. Check out this rig though. Heading out to the quarry for a load of stone. Some of these emission trucks, and a little update on what we're doing with them. We got one truck here in the shop, and I was kind of feeling good about myself about some of the trucks, like, hey, you know what, I'm pretty good on miles, right? Got the whole warranty thing figured out. So I got a 5-year 400,000 mile warranty, and the way it's holding out, it's holding out about perfect. So in 5 years they're gonna have about 400,000 miles on. So I thought for 2 trucks. For the other truck, he's putting some miles on, so I got to do something. I got to make a decision. It is running close to warranty. That truck has been a good running truck, and I'll show you that truck in a little bit. It is not here right now, but hopefully I can catch him later today. Well, I think our dispatchers are picking on me because I can't seem to get a hold of a truck. There's usually trucks here getting service, but these guys, the trucks that I want to talk about, the trucks or the trailer that I want to talk about, is not here. It's running, and I'm calling them and I'm like, when are these, when's this trailer getting back? When's this truck getting back? He's like, I'm running them, man. I'm running them. So it's all good. We'll get there. I'm hoping the weekend I can get, I can catch 1 or 2 of them and get you a little update. So I did want to talk about the trucks anyway. There's one in particular, truck number 132. It is a 2019 Kenworth. It was one of the new trucks that came in. We bought that truck in June, or I should say when it came into our yard was June of 2018. They were ordered back in the winter prior. So they came in with 5-year, 400,000 mile warranty. So June of 18, you start doing some math, 19, 20, 21, 22, right? I knew on the day cabs, or the day cab and the short sleeper, that we'd probably, 90, 80, or about 80,000 miles a year. We hit that about right. The truck that is over, I say over, it's not over yet. It's about 380 on the miles. That's the truck that I really need to do something with. So I have 2 options. One option would be is to sell that truck outright. And the benefit that I have right now with high prices is that they're going to give me a lot for that truck, or more than what I would usually get or typically get. It'll probably be close to what I paid for the truck. In turn, when I go to buy a truck, now I'm going to be paying a lot more for a truck. The thing that really concerns me is the emissions. when these trucks get to 700, 800, 900,000 miles. I mean, you can look on truck paper, and just about every truck that has 800 to a million miles on has been rebuilt, or there's something been done to it, like something pretty major. Basically what that tells me is that sometime in the next 2 or 3 years, I'm going to be dropping a lot of money into that truck, and I got to decide, is it worth it or not? There's a lot of aspects about that truck that I really like. The thing that I should have done a little bit different on that truck is had a little lower rears. It has 373 rears. I should have went with 355s or 336s, because that truck does go over the road a little bit. It varies from year to year depending what driver is in it. I really would like to get rid of the emission trucks, and especially with the cost of new right now, I don't want to replace them with emission trucks. So the other option would be is to get a glider or a pre-emission truck, and that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, rather than getting a new emission motor truck and going through this all again. Emission trucks are even hard to come by. I mean, you can find some new ones, but they're asking ridiculous money for them. I say you can find new ones, but you know, to find a new one that would actually fit what we want it to do would be really tough. And I just have no interest in an older emission motor, buying a used emission motor truck. I do know there's pros and cons to getting a glider, or like anytime you get a different truck, there's always going to be issues. Sometimes, like I've bought trucks at auctions where, you know, you spend $25,000-$30,000 and these trucks run and run and run, and you get 4, 5, 6 years out of them. There's some of the trucks we're still running. We have not done any major work to them. Those engines go and go and go, and then the next one you get, and it comes in, and within a year you're rebuilding it. And I know that could happen with a glider. There's a lot of different trucks out there. Guys maintain them differently. So I look at bringing a truck in. Let's say, for example, I get rid of this truck and I bring in a glider. I'm probably not going to be even. I'm going to have to end up paying probably between $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Now, the risk that I'm running is that motor could still be bad. I mean, I can look at that motor. I can look it over. I can check it all through. But at the end of the day, it's a motor. It's going to fail at some point. Is it going to fail in the next year, in the next 6 months? I mean, I'm hoping if it's something that's only going to last a short time, that I can pick that up, but not always. You know, some of these motors have 600, 700, 800,000 miles on them, and they haven't been rebuilt at all. So you know they're kind of getting up there in miles. You can see a little bit by the blow-by and things like that, but again, it's how they've been maintained. On top of spending maybe $30,000 to $50,000 more, I could be looking at another $25,000 to $30,000 rebuild on top of that, and it's kind of a risky move. I have an expense budget and I have a capital expenditure budget, so there's only so much money in the bank, right? You have to play your cards right. I hope if I do this, I do the right thing. If I keep that emission motor truck, probably what's going to happen is in the next 2 years, I'm going to be spending $30,000 to $40,000 to fix that truck right. It's going to probably need a rebuild. It's probably going to need an emission system. I don't know that, but just going off of truck paper, going off of some of these trucks that are on there, it's going to need a chunk of money. And I really don't want to delete that truck. Technically, I should, but I don't want to run around and deleted trucks. And at that, you're going to have to pay a price. As soon as there's a leak in the exhaust, the check engine light goes on. And here in the north with the rust, I tell you, it's a nightmare for some of those trucks when they get older. I'll show you here quick on truck paper what I'm talking about when I say these trucks have been rebuilt. So check this out. So hopefully you guys can see my screen, but right here we are looking at a 2016 Kenworth W900, 580,000 miles. 0 miles on in-frame, new head, injectors, exhaust manifold, blah blah blah. All right, rebuilt. Here's another one, 2015. It's been deleted, 543,000 miles. So I don't want that one. Here's another one, 2015. New crankshaft, turbo at 320,000 miles. Some of these trucks you don't know. It gives very little information. You know, some of these ones with, and a lot of these 500,000 to 600,000 miles, and I went like 2015, 2016, and there's not a lot of trucks out there either. I see some guys are selling them with a 2-year warranty, so that would be something to think about. But yeah, it's risky buying a used truck. Here's another one rebuilt 50,000 miles ago. It's a 2016. Are they all bad? Probably not. So with the work that we do, our trucks do idle. They have PTOs on. They got to walk the load off or pump the load off, whatever, whether they're running tank or not. They do have some idle time. It's a lot different than putting these motors in a truck like a T680 and going to California. So obviously those guys are going to get probably 1 million miles without rebuilding a motor. In our application, probably not. So a lot of times those motors will go at 600,000 to 800,000 miles. So if you look at Peterbilt, it's kind of the same way. Obviously these 389 or bigger hood trucks are used more for local or, you know, as a work truck. And they don't get the miles out of more of a truck that goes over the road all day long. So the other thing that is really working on this a little bit is fuel. So our emission motor trucks, those trucks get right around 4.3 to 4.5. Like I just checked for January through March, 4.3 to 4.5 on the fuel economy, whereas our pre-emission motors are getting that same or higher, kind of depending again what they do. You start looking at that, and then you look at, I don't have to add any DEF fluid. And I was reading an article, I think DEF is about to go up in price. I know it has already, and I think it's only going to go up more. I don't have to add DEF fluid. I don't have the unreliability of an emission motor, and I get better fuel economy. So it's kind of a combination of things is kind of why I'd really like to get rid of those emission motor trucks and go back to a pre-emission motor. Tell me guys what I should do or what you think I should do. Am I thinking correctly? And if you guys have a glider out there that is decent or a pre-emission truck, I'd be interested. To me, it's not about pre-ELD, it's more about pre-emission. That truck number 132, the emission motor truck that I want to get rid of, the size of that truck is perfect. Like it's not a super big truck. It's 62-inch aero cab flat top sleeper. I don't want to get any smaller than that. Maybe like a 260-inch wheelbase, right around there. That's kind of what I'm looking for to replace it, or something similar to replace that truck with. So, and I really don't like the color red or purple. I'm not into some of the odd colors. I more so just stick with like darker tone colors, blue, black, green, gray. Those are kind of the colors that I'd kind of like to stick with, possibly even white, and maybe some white and blue with some blue stripes. Kind of get the picture. So if you have that color truck, send me an email, justin@flintcreektransport.com. Shoot me an email, get a hold of me on Facebook or Instagram somehow. If you got something for sale, again, it's got to be pre-emission. I'm not super particular as far as motor, but it's got to be pre-emission and not deleted. And it's got to be clean. I'll let you go. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.